For many people, making change and personal growth can be very uncomfortable. And if you're here watching this video, then you may know what this feels like. So today I'm going to give you 2 proven methods for being able to manage this discomfort and also make your journey of personal growth and self-improvement so much easier. You see, when you start a journey of personal growth, your brain may put up some resistance and make it feel uncomfortable. And believe it or not, this is actually a good thing. And if you give me a minute, I'm going to explain. You see, your brain treats any kind of personal growth as a threat. And ultimately, it's trying to keep you safe. The brain loves the familiar. The brain loves the tried and tested path and situation that you're in. And this is why I can actually try and put the brakes on any kind of change, because it's treating it like a threat. You see, this feeling of discomfort is normal. It's actually your nervous system doing what it's programmed to do to keep you safe. And you can kind of equate this to getting back into exercise after a long break. Everything is uncomfortable. Everything seems to hurt. And that's actually a sign of growth. When it comes to fitness, for example, you've got to be able to push through. You've got to get through the discomfort. And that's how you know your body is actually on the right track. And the same thing applies to your mental state when trying to embark on a personal development journey. Now, this doesn't matter what you're trying to improve in your life. It could be a diet, it could be fitness, it could be losing some weight, it could be improving your mindset, getting rid of old past hurts and moving towards greater, more improved future thinking. Could be career, could be business, could be relationships. All personal growth will be seen by your brain and your nervous system as a threat. But like I said, that is a good sign that you're on the right track. So it's actually worthwhile just remembering that if you are feeling a little bit nervous, if you are feeling some discomfort with embarking on a personal growth journey, just remind yourself, this is normal, this is okay, this is all part of the plan. Okay, let's move on to these methods for beginning to deal with this discomfort when you're trying to grow and trying to develop yourself. Now, the first one is called cognitive restructuring. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to spot when the brain is being overly dramatic. It's a bit like a toddler throwing itself on the floor when it doesn't want to do something. I don't wanna. And your brain, believe it or not, is trying to do something very, very similar. It's putting up resistance to actually being able to change and grow. Now, the good thing is that with a bit of practice, you can begin to spot this and you can begin to observe this. And this is what we're going to be looking into. So step number 1 for cognitive restructuring is just to recognize that thought. Recognize when your brain's throwing a hissy fit, trying to stop you from moving on. The next step is to observe that thought. Now, what I mean by this is just taking a mental step back and saying, this is just a thought. And thoughts are often not reflective of reality. It's just a thought. All you're doing is observing, saying, this is just a thought, and this thought could be lying to me. The next step is to question this thought. Just ask yourself, is this true? Is this doom and gloom picture that my brain and body is trying to tell me a reflection of the facts, or is it just trying to keep me safe? Question it. You could also say, what would I tell a friend who is experiencing the same thing? Would I be harsh? Would I be critical? Or would I be comforting, motivating, inspiring, and reassuring? And then you begin to tell yourself these very same words. The next step is to evaluate the situation. Look for things that are going right. Remember, this discomfort is normal. So what we're trying to do is take our mind off of what our brain's trying to tell us to keep us safe by painting a doom and gloom picture and trying to look for what's going right. Catch yourself doing something right and focus on that. Remind yourself that there are things that are going right. Remind yourself that you're on the right track. And also you could begin to tell yourself, you know, that this might be tough, but I'm learning and I am definitely growing and I will and I am getting through this. Now, I've been through this a lot over the last couple of years, and I really had to start reprogramming my own belief system and my own subconscious, because it's constantly trying to keep me safe, even if where I am right now is not what I want. But I've had to challenge my own thinking by just taking that step back, observing and saying, is this right? Is this really what's going on? Is my brain just, throwing a hissy fit because it doesn't like what I'm thinking about, where I'm trying to go? And what's cool about it is once you begin to question this, growth, change, making decisions at times can be so much easier. And so I encourage you to begin to give this a whirl. Give it a whirl. It's going to feel weird to begin with. I promise you it won't be easy to begin with, but the more you do, the easier it gets. The easier it gets, the faster your progress will become. Now, method number 2 for beginning to manage this discomfort is mindfulness. And the good news is you don't have to sit on a mountain to do it. You don't need healing crystals or candles. You can do this in as little as 60 seconds. So, when discomfort hits, here's what I recommend that you do. Just close your eyes, take in a deep breath, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then slowly exhale. The next thing is to scan your body for where this discomfort seems to be. Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your chest? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your neck? Wherever it is, just observe it. Just locate it and observe it. And when you've observed it, just say to yourself mentally, okay, this is discomfort. I see it, but this is a good thing. This means I'm growing. And when you've done that, take one more deep breath, hold for a couple of seconds, exhale slowly, and then open your eyes. Now, with practice, this is a fantastic thing to do. Now, this is a great way of observing any discomfort in your life, and it's also a great way of reframing stressful situations as well. So feel free to give this a whirl. I know it works because I've done it. I continue to do it while I work on myself and improving my circumstances in my life. You see, we're not trying to get rid of discomfort. You can't, but you can begin to reframe it and change your relationship with it so it's less controlling of you and you are more in control, to enable you to move forward and change your life much, much more effectively. So remember, the next time you're trying to make change and you're feeling discomfort, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's your body's reaction to something good that's going on, that it's actually beginning to be moved out of its comfort zone, and this is the only way to change. Your comfort zone is there to keep you safe, keep you right where you are, even if you don't like it. And as soon as you start to nudge that, it will be uncomfortable. The cool thing is you can say to yourself, this is normal, and it means I'm growing. And then you can use one or both of the techniques that I've just shown you. So, if there's one thing that you particularly want to change and you begin to work on this, please let me know in the comments. It would be great to hear from you. And if you want more tips on improving your life, self-development, overcoming self-sabotage and personal growth, then make sure you hit subscribe. And if you really want to get to grips with improving your life, I strongly recommend you watch this video here.